life.
In the killer heat wave we've had in the past couple of weeks, more than half of South Korea's weather stations saw the highest temperatures they've ever recorded, some over 40 degrees Celsius.
The heat wave has also caused hundreds of fish to die as the water containing them boiled for days.
The Korean health authorities say 10 people have died so far from this year's heat waves.
Increase in the weather temperature, very much hotter. Increase in phenomenon like big winds, not tornadoes, but big waves. What I've seen and filmed is the king tides in 2006, biggest ever. Never before people had seen this. And also the sea rising. I mean, the numbers which are given by the monitoring institution, it went from 4 millimeters in 2003, 6 millimeters in 2005, and now it's 6.5 almost and higher each year.
stop the injustice treatment that you are doing to us, because what we are suffering is not the consequence of what we did. It is what they did. So please stop the injustices and treat us equally with human rights as you want to be treated.
South Korea is trying to lead the way in making cities around the world low carbon by sharing innovative examples. The two-day event brought together experts from Korea and abroad to discuss how to cut CO2 emissions at a meaningful rate and to build sustainable low-carbon societies.
한국은 내년 녹색 성장 및 글로벌 목표 2030을 위한 연대 제2차 P4G 정상회의를 주최합니다. 세계 푸른 하늘의 날 지정을 제안합니다. 대기질 개선을 위해서는 공동 연구와 기술적 지원을 포함한 초국경적인 국제협력과 공동 대응이 반드시 필요합니다.
United will never be divided.
We can't model the complexity of Gaia. What we do know, however, is that fossil fuels should be reduced immediately. It's a serious issue and we need to do something about it now. The real economy is nature. Everything we use, every single thing. And the principle of nature is diversity. It's not just about nature out there, it's about us as well. What are the deeper spiritual, psychological human needs? My name is Helena Norberg-Hodge, and I'm Swedish, English, German, very globalized. And I had a lot of experience in many different countries and learned to speak many languages, and I'm director of an organization called Local Futures. Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, is infinitely complex. The diversity that I was talking about, the principle of life, means that no models, no high-tech models can actually simulate what Mother Earth will do. Remember that that's a bit of hope. We have a window of hope that there may be balancing mechanisms. We can see the glaciers melting. We can see very frightening, very real effects. I've had a lot of international experience at the grassroots. I'm Swedish, English, German, and I have lived and worked in many different countries, learned to speak 7, almost 8 languages. And I had experience in completely undeveloped, uncolonized parts of the world, in Ladakh or Little Tibet and in Bhutan. And that opened my eyes to the way that the modern global economy is creating unemployment and hardship for people, as well as destroying the environment. The real economy is nature. Everything we use, every single thing, every camera, every bit of plastic comes from nature. And a principle of nature is diversity. We must adapt our economic systems to diversity. And that means that we need to start strengthening localized economies instead of continuing on a global economy that can only deal in monoculture. So the principle of diversity, the reality of diversity, means that we inevitably have to head towards supporting localized economic systems. If we make it clear to people that the same economic system that is driving up climate emissions and creating the climate crisis is also creating a human crisis. The most important message, I believe, is that we need to make changes to our economic system to ensure that we don't continue to widen the gap between rich and poor, to push the majority of humanity to work harder and faster, longer hours than ever before, and that what we need to do to change that situation, the hardship of the majority of people, is exactly what we need to do to solve the climate crisis. But see, most people are not aware that government policies right now are supporting a situation where our food is coming from further and further away, and that countries are importing and exporting the same products. So localizing doesn't mean necessarily growing the food in the city. The first step would be to try to get food from the region. Even buying things from Japan or neighboring countries would be better than buying things from Argentina or South Africa in South Korea. So there's a process of beginning to shorten distances, and a lot of the really exciting projects around food are where cities link up with their region, with their farmers in the countryside, not growing everything in the city. It's not practical. So it's a gradual process, but it's a process that's already bringing huge rewards and huge benefits. Just imagine, by reducing the transport of food, which is something that everybody needs every day of their life, that's actually the biggest lever for dealing with climate change. So it's a very, very important movement. So I call localization the economics of happiness precisely because it helps us to reconnect with one another, and just as importantly, to connect more deeply to nature, to the animals, to the plants. We evolved deeply connected to life. We didn't evolve sitting in a high-rise, 20 floors off the ground. We evolved in nature, with people, with intergenerational connection. That's who we are. That's in our DNA. And that's what's happening in the localization movement. We're bringing that back again. Each each and every individual is unique, each region is unique, we have different languages, different ways of seeing things. That diversity needs to be nurtured, and the giantism and the speed prevents that. So we've got to have a massive big picture campaign, also in South Korea, which is what I call eco-literacy, meaning both economic and ecological literacy at the same time. I would argue that actually the eco-literacy is not just about nature out there, it's about us as well. What are the deeper spiritual, psychological human needs? We long for community, we long for connection. There's so much evidence for it, but we need to be clearer about why it is that we have so little of it. And that's the eco-literacy, the big picture activism that could very rapidly change public opinion, that could create a people's movement that would demand the right leadership. Very, very hopeful that your country is going to be a real leader in this movement for fundamental change. We all know that we now need to be thinking about really fundamental systemic change. I discussed with him about the need to change policies, about the need for Korea to take a lead, because there are a lot of very intelligent people in South Korea. You know, you read more books per capita than almost any other nation. You have a huge potential to be leaders, and in many ways you already are, but it needs to go further. It needs to encourage this fundamental economic shift. And it's not easy to do. It will require real international collaboration with other enlightened countries and leaders. And I spoke to him about the possibility of having several conferences here in South Korea with other organizations and leaders from around the world to look at how we can collectively have a united international voice for a saner and more localized economic structure.
We made plastic, we depend on it, and now we are drowning in it. The more plastic we make, the more fossil fuels we need, and subsequently, the more we exacerbate climate change.
The garbage.
Therefore, doing our part to reduce waste is more important than ever today. And upcycling, a combination of upgrade and recycling, might be the key to reducing landfill contributions. Visit the Seoul Upcycling Plaza and learn more about its vision for a 100% upcycling-centered world.
서울 세화령 플라자에는 매일같이 20톤의 자원을 시민과 기업들이 기증해주고 있고 이것을 가지고 기업들이 새로운 제품과 서비스를 만들어냅니다. 그리고 연간 12만 명의 시민들이 찾아와서 이것을 체험하고 또한 경험하고 자기 생활을 바꾸어냄으로써 우리 사회를 혁신하고 기후변화를 막아낼 수 있는 그런 근본적인 생활 변화를 가져오는 복합적인 문화 공간이라고 할 수 있습니다. 우리나라에서는 하루에 40만 톤 이상의 쓰레기가 발생하고 있습니다. 그 쓰레기들은 대부분 다 일상에서의 의식주 생활에서 나오는 것들인데요. 이런 것들을 가지고 과연 우리가 묻어버리거나 소각해버리게 되면 그만큼 많은 대기가 오염이 되고 에너지를 많이 쓰게 되는 겁니다. 이 재활용 제품이라고 하는 것은 비닐을 가지고 새로운 가방을, 아름다운 가방을 만들어내거나 이런 못 쓰는 가방, 자전거 이런 것들을 가지고 우리 생활에 더 쓸 수 있는, 다시 한번 쓸 수 있는 것들을 만들어내는 좋은 기술이자 디자인의 혁신이라고 할 수 있습니다. 이런 버려지는 진공청소기가 많거든요. 이걸 활용하는 거예요. 그래서 이걸 만들고 이것도 다 버려지는 폐 목재로 만든 겁니다. 그러니까 우리가 그냥 버리게 되면 굉장히 싼 물건들이지만 이걸 가지고 복합적으로 새로운 제품을 개발해내서 이 사회도 혁신하고 우리의 농업도 살려내고 그다음에 도시의 이런 사회 서비스, 재난 서비스에도 기여할 수 있는 겁니다. 이런 것들을 통해서 시민들이 의식이 혁신되고 그리고 이 지구 환경을 더 깨끗하게 만들어낼 수 있고 우리 후손들에게 아름다운 사회를 물려줄 수 있는 그런 토대가 될 수 있는 것입니다.
Inside the plaza is a place that suggests an array of creative ways to use waste materials.
안녕하세요. 저는 소재은행의 김은진 대리입니다. 여기는 소재은행입니다. 오늘은 여기서 소재 탐방이 이루어질 예정입니다. 소재 탐방은 플로깅과 함께하는 소재를 구할 수 있는 프로그램인데요.
그래서 이렇게 1, 2, 3 구역으로 해가지고 그 중에서 저희는 오늘 플라스틱을 위주로
저희가 오늘 할 플로깅은 조깅을 하면서 쓰레기를 줍는 것입니다.
있는 이 판에다가 이렇게
저희 플로깅에는 지금 미션이 있는데요. 그 미션들은 저희 소재은행이 어떻게 수급을 하는지에 대해서 배우는 것입니다.
요거는 다 네.
플로깅을 하면서 정말 인간과 환경이 하나가 될 수밖에 없다는 사실을 알게 됐고요. 그리고 쓰레기를 주숨으로써 이게 단지 우리가 사용했던 것을 쓰레기로 버리는 것으로 끝이 아니라 이 쓰레기를 다시 한번 자원으로 재활용을 해야겠다라는 그 생각이 더더욱 와 닿았습니다.
Now they are finding objects for upcycling. They call it the material search.
이 플로깅이 정말 어려운 일이 아니거든요. 근데 플로깅뿐만이 아니라 쓰레기를 버리고 분리 배출하고 다시 재활용을 하는 거 정말 결코 어려운 일이 아니니까 한 번 더 그 쓰레기를 자원으로 생각할 수 있는 계기가 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
플로깅을 해보고 싶었지만 도전은 할 수 없었다라고 말씀해 주시면서 너무 좋은 시간이었다고 말씀해 주셔서 가지고 저도 왠지 뿌듯하고 이로 인해서 저희 주변 재활용 플라자가 조금 더 깨끗해진 것 같아가지고 너무 좋았어요. 재활용이 안 되고 폐기라는 거는 그냥 태우거나 아니면 땅에 묻는 거거든요. 그건 정말 환경 오염에 되게 나쁜 영향을 끼치는 건데 이렇게 사용하실 때 한 번 더 보셨으면 좋겠어요. 한 번만 쓸 수 있는 것이 아니라 내가 지속적으로 쓸 수 있는 게 무엇인지에 대해서 한 번 더 생각하고 고려하면서 쓰는 내가 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
Upcycling creates new value where it was once lost and wasted. Also, it allows us to save the environment with style and sustainability.
저희는 원래 폐우산으로 가방을 만들려고 했는데 생각보다 저희는 폐우산을 쉽게 구할 수 있을 것 같아서 그 가방 만들 수 있는 좀 더 다른 그런 소재를 좀 보고 몇 가지 샀어요. 이 방향이 굉장히 괜찮은 것 같아요. 요즘에 업사이클링이 뜨고 있고 또 이게 사람들도 이 제품을 사고 좋아할 뿐만 아니라 우리 기후변화를 막고 환경 오염을 더 줄이는 거잖아요. 그래서 다들 와서 좀 또 이색 체험이라고 생각해요. 저는 많이 체험해봤으면 좋은 많이 체험하고 와봤으면 좋겠는 곳이에요.
저는 이제 기후변화가 환경을 지금까지 조금
너무 마음대로 착취한 결과를 지금 맞고 있는 게 아닌가. 오히려 그래서 그걸로 인한 이득보다 이제 앞으로 우리의 불이익이 정말 위기가 더 커질 수 있겠다 그런 생각이 들었어요.
어떤 물건을 다양한 방면으로 계속 그 물건한테 생명력을 부여한다면 저희가 저희한테 주어진 거 안에서 더 이상의 불필요한 소비를 하지 않고 계속 살아갈 수 있잖아요. 그럼 그런 것들이 지구를 살리고 이상기후를 없애고 기후변화를 조금은 더디게 할 수 있는 방법이 아닐까 생각했습니다.